Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection and today's Sunday gear review. Today, a brand new product we have been waiting on for months. It is super cool. It is the Mantis Blackbeard X. You see that little dot? That means something's new. Big Tech's Ordnance is my go-to source for accessories for all your defensive and competition firearms. They have great holsters with accessories for concealment and ship fast at great prices. I'm a proud customer and recommend them without hesitation. So if you have been around Active Self-Protection for any length of time, you know that Mantis X is one of our sponsors. In fact, if you don't know this, they are our longest sponsor. They were the very first sponsor of Active Self-Protection. They have been with us since 2017, and I believe that the Mantis X family of products is the easiest, most economical, fastest way for most shooters to improve, whether you are beginner all the way up to kind of a medium advanced shooter. I mean, at some level, you'll have to transition to just shot calling on your own. But even as a high level shooter, this can really help you. And last year they came out with, or a couple years ago now, they came out with the Blackbeard, which, if I turn this guy around here, is a bolt replacement, right? So you can see here that my bolt is red. It's got a laser beam in it, and the magazine well was used for the battery. Super useful because if we look here and I, bring this out, bang, I get a dot, a laser beam that you saw there. And it resets the trigger. In fact, they showed that it resets the trigger fast enough that Jerry Michelet can't outrun it, which means it's faster than you and way faster than me. So that's really cool, right? So now I can run multiple target transitions and I can do this stuff here and I can go, oh, okay, cool, right? There we go, and we can work on our transitions with our rifle, which is fantastic, and we can just work up drills, and it makes dry fire with a rifle so much better. Now they've made it even better yet. They have integrated a Mantis X3 into this. Now, of course, not an X10, because you can't do live fire with the Blackbeard. It is a dry fire device for a defensive carbine. And they have an X3 built into this guy. And now before, I'm gonna tell you, I would just mount my X10 out here on the rail and I would boot up my Mantis and do work with it. But a couple of things on that is that, number one, because you get 3 clicks, right? So if you kind of listen, it's crack, and that's because you'd never hear that in live fire. You wouldn't hear it in regular dry fire. But what you hear there is the hammer going forward and striking the bolt is what it would strike, but strikes the Blackbeard. Then the Blackbeard resets it, and then you reset the trigger, which you certainly would never hear under live fire. But that's that kind of clickety click. Right? Sometimes would show up on the X10 as multiple shots. And then when it's all the way out here on the end, it gives you an awful lot of movement and variance. It makes high scores very, very difficult. Now with the Blackbeard X, number one, 100% shot detection. Every time it sees the electrical impulse to reset the trigger, it knows that was a shot. So you get 100% perfect shot detection every time, which is chef's kiss and wonderful. Secondly, because you get 100% shot detection and it's built in, so now they have a dedicated system where they can see what your rifle is doing. They have made, when you connect your Blackbeard X, you can, it unlocks a number of drills that are carbine specific. So there is a Blackbeard X particular one that shows you your track of your muzzle. So for instance, I'm gonna show you this in a little bit, but if I shoot one target, I'm gonna step over here. If I shoot one target, bang, and then I transition to a second target, bang, it will show me the path that I did that. It'll show me how long I sat on target and what my muzzle was doing at the moment the target broke. So if I'm over traveling and coming back, or if I'm dwelling on a target and over confirming, if I am holding on that target after the shot breaks, it will show me all that, which is amazing. It is fantastic training for anybody who is using a defensive carbine. They also have plenty of drills that are really a good number at launch, and it launched on the 5th, so it's brand new. We've been testing it for a while, so I've had one of these for a bit to play with, but the number of drills they launched with is fantastic, really, really useful, from 5-shot drills, 10-shot, multiple shots, multiple targets, and it gives you all of the data about how did you transition, how were your splits, what were you seeing. Now, I can't tell you what you saw, but where was the muzzle moving in that moment? Which is, when you're a beginning shooter, that kind of muzzle stillness is important. When you are an advanced shooter, when you pass through intermediate into advanced, you're gonna be shooting with that muzzle moving a lot. And that is really where the real speed comes from. and it is able to track all that and show it to you, and it is glorious. So I am just going to run a few drills with it and let you see it and let you kind of see a couple of those things. I think this is a super cool drill. So I changed the angles just so you can see it a little bit better. And what we have here is I have 3 targets out there, and I'm gonna run the BBX, the Blackbeard X Dynamics drill for you, just as an introduction, okay? And really all this is, pick at least 2 targets. You're gonna transition between them. You're gonna try to get a good score and have minimum dwell time on each target, minimum over travel, and get hits. So right now, these are 1/3 scale targets, so I am running these at about 7 yards is what I'm gonna run them. And one of the things you gotta deal with here is height over bore, because that's a reality of things. So I'm gonna be aiming kind of at the top because I'm about 2.5 inches to 3 inches below my line of sight right now, because that's the way it works in real life. So let's get that going. All right, let's just get some runs on this. Shooter ready. Okay, now let's just stop there. So I did 3, and let's just stop and kind of see what we've got here, okay? So 3 shots, total time of 1.7 seconds, average score of 91.1. So shot number 1, I got a 80, then a 95, then a 97. That was a really good shot. My transitions there, so my up drill was about 0.86. Quite frankly, you're clear that I wasn't quite ready what I was doing. And then a 4.5 transition and a 3.9 transition. You saw on those I got 3 decent hits. Now, the other thing that we can see here is we can go, look at that. So we see our 3rd score. Here's the interesting bit. So you see me come up and then just a little bit, make that a little bit better. Now then the 2nd shot, let's look at. So then you notice that I went up just a little bit. So you saw that transition up the tiniest bit back, but man, I broke that shot while I was still moving over. That was really good. Then came over a little bit and I broke that 3rd shot while I was still moving in on it and got 3 good A's. That gave me 3 good hits. That's cool. So this is a really cool drill, and we'll show you some more on this. I just want to introduce you to the Blackbeard X right now. Now, let's think about transitions here. Okay, so let's use the box drill. So here in the box drill, what we're going to do is 2 silhouette targets. We're going to use the 2 on the left. We're going to get 2 chest shots to the first one, 2 chest shots to the second one, 2 head box shots to the second one, 2 head box shots to the first one. So it is an 8-shot drill. This is where the Blackbeard really shines, and the Blackbeard X shines super, super bright. Let's get this settled. All right. Shooter ready. All right, let's take a look here. So here was our box drill. Let's stop that. My score was 85.2, a total time of 3.96 seconds. Now let's take a look. My initial shot, .87. I need to work on that as far as speed goes. I should be pulling that off and around .4. Then a 2-1 split. Okay, I'm totally okay with that. 0.45 transition with a .27 split. I've never had the world's fastest trigger finger, but can probably make a little bit of time up on that split. You probably saw I was just on the borderline alphas and charlies on that as well. Now then, a .66 transition to the head box. I am working on height over bore here and making sure that I got that hit. So that was a good one with a .39 on a headshot. I'm okay with that. Then a .81 and a .3. I think those are pretty good transitions on fairly small targets. So again though, let's look at what that first one looks like. So here is my shot scores. So you saw it come up and then slightly back down. Second shot there, I stayed right on target, bop, bop, got 2 of them there. Then slid over hard, over traveled a little. See that? You notice that right travel? Okay, I'm okay with it. It's still pretty close, but a little bit, something to work on there. Then I kept sliding right, and that's why you saw that bracketing just kind of at the edge of the alphas on that one. Okay, now I'm gonna, then that last shot there, 5, 6, so we went up on that one, and you saw those. So if we go back to 5, there was it there, I kind of came up and then went, whoa, gotta dial that back in a little bit. 6, down and back up just a skosh. 7, moved over real hard, got that one kind of settled down. You saw though I over traveled like crazy there, which means what I probably did there is I think that I stayed in my optic and then just drove over. Instead of going eyes gun, I think I did a little bit worse than that. And then that last one, pretty darn good. Also, can I say I don't know that there's another YouTuber on earth that lets their fans into their disaster of a home office. I apologize for that, guys. We just had our national conference and I'm running around like a crazy person trying to get 19 videos a week posted to both channels, and it's just a wreck in here and you're gonna have to deal with me. Now, cost-wise, there's a couple things that I know. I know anybody who's already got a Blackbeard is gonna be like, dang it, man, I already have a Blackbeard, what the heck? Well, you can buy just the battery with the Blackbeard X in it on the Mantis X website for 175 bucks, which is way cheaper than a battery by itself and an X3 by itself. So I think it's a great upgrade. So if you own a Blackbeard already, go pick up another battery pack. As you can see here, I've got one on the table there. So that was my battery pack before. Now I've got the X. Really think that's a worthwhile upgrade. If you have not purchased one yet, now's the time to do it. It comes with different choices. So this one has a green laser. You can also get a red laser, an infrared laser, or no laser. And I don't know why you'd want the no laser one. I think that one would be a choice that I just personally wouldn't make and wouldn't recommend. If you get the green laser or the infrared laser, which the IR are for folks that are doing force on force and stuff like that, and these are becoming hugely popular in force on force for good reason, then the whole system is 350 bucks. If you want the red laser instead, 320 bucks. My personal choice, I think the green laser travels farther in the daylight, so if you're gonna use this outdoors at all, I think that the green laser makes a lot of sense for that, and I would recommend you go with the green laser. If you're only gonna use it indoors, well, I mean, I think either one. I pick up green a whole lot easier, and I'm actually using this Holosun is a green dot. So seeing that same thing coming up is real easy on my eyes. So I really like the green dot, but whichever one is best for you, I would go with. Is this an objective review? Well, guys, Mantis for years has sent me money. I mean, they are our longest serving sponsor, okay? But I also want to say the reason that we allow them to be a sponsor of Active Self-Protection and Extra here is that they make such a great product. It's stuff that I use to get better as a shooter. It's stuff that all of our staff has used and I stand behind because it's really high quality product. And I know that my first obligation is to you, is to my viewers, to give you good information and good education every day. This is an education channel and you can only sell your integrity once. And if you go through Active Self-Protection, you will find I have never recommended a garbage product on this channel or any of my social media. I vet stuff carefully. We have turned away a ridiculous amount of money. When I say ridiculous, I mean like mid to high six figures at this point of people who have tried to throw money at me that we had to say no. Mantis is an incredible company run by incredible people. I know the CEO personally. In fact, I was texting with him today, making sure everything was live on the website so that you can go get it. Incredible staff full of great people. Came and supported the conference. They're supporters of the Flint Hills Foster Teen Camp and the National Conference that lets foster teens that are abused and abandoned find hope. Incredible folks. Buy their stuff. It will make you better. And you support a great company that supports good causes, that does good in their world. Get better. Get a Blackbeard X.